Howdy Lab partners, as always, we are excited because today we are kicking off the first in a series that we'll be doing over the next couple of months about basing and making bases. This is one of my favorite parts of the hobby, whereas some of the rest of you around here are serious complainers about this. That includes yourself, Saray of all people.
Saray doesn't like basing.
Hates
yeah, that's
basing.
right.
I think Brett
likes
I think
basing.
Brett is good with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think Vino. I'm just gonna throw Vino in there too.
Vino probably seems to like basing. So I am excited. I think we're all excited. We're gonna be doing a lot.
Everyone's excited all the time.
Yeah, you have to say that on YouTube. We can't open a stream and say, guys.
Also, please like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, do please like and subscribe before I bring up that you really can't open a stream with YouTube, guys. Don't really want to be here today. I hate this. I hate basing.
Don't get that soundbite out there.
I do love basing.
Now they're gonna meme it.
We're gonna be showing some exciting bases today. So we are focusing on what I am calling city or urban bases that are more Gothic.
Yeah.
That's the buzzword I'll use to attract 40K people.
Yeah, sure.
Because you could certainly do a cobblestone base for 40K.
That was like cobblestone.
Yeah. More Gothic, more fantasy setting, not any kind of high sci-fi.
No.
Yeah, there aren't.
This does not belong in space.
Right. Well,
it belongs on the home planets.
The home planets, right?
Yeah.
So, very exciting today. We have a number of things to show you. So, the bases I'm making are the bases that we'll be using for our Cities of Sigmar army that we are painting up, and we've based some models from Wednesday. Right, we did those on Wednesday. It's been a few days.
Oh my gosh, has it only been a few days?
That was Wednesday.
So our wizards from Wednesday have been based with this cobblestone.
Right, with Meg's Soulblight Gravelord army, what you'll get to see is actually a ruined version of this. So
yeah, my bases are more diorama. The idea behind my bases is that there is some cobblestone, but it's from like a dilapidated town that the Soulblight have invaded on and ruined.
And you also have like I feel like in your cobblestone you have like a little bit green coloring going on.
Yeah, because like I said, like all of my cobblestone has been ruined, and there's some overgrowth and it's broken up and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's some moss and like weeds growing up through the cracks. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about this. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to do. And I know I have a lot of weird, crazy, different things to do. And you know, I don't even see the griffin. Oh, he's up there. I'm gonna have to get him before the end of the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, Zesticle, good morning to you two. We love streaming on a Sunday. I was telling Meg the other day that
this is my favorite day.
This is my favorite. One of my favorite things that happens in the week is getting up and coming here.
You did say that.
It was fun.
You did say that. He said the two highlights of his week are when we stream.
Yeah, I think especially the Sunday morning one is very nice. Yeah.
I was taking it as a compliment to me, but I think it's chat.
No, it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Sorry, why doesn't Sigmar use concrete? Is he stupid? Well, we're gonna look into some of that. Meg, we're
gonna look into how stupid Sigmar is.
We have a lot of different things to show.
Yeah, let's get going with yours.
You want to talk about mine first?
Let's talk about yours first.
Okay, so
yours is the star of the show, I think.
Well, that's nice of you. Let me start off by well, you know what?
Or mine.
Yours.
We can do mine. That's fine.
Let's hop on the Lumex and kind of start by showing us what's happening here.
Okay.
Is that okay? Then we'll go to the video
and
see how we got here.
That works.
Thank you. Yeah. Great.
So let's see. I have a Vargskier that I wanted to.
And if you want to go to Vargskier is
here it is.
Here it is.
This is a Vargskier. It might be clipped a little bit right now.
Oh,
no, he's there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's in there. There he goes. He's not glued in yet.
He didn't stand.
Yeah. So my let me think. My Vargskier. I thought it was a cool standalone model, so I wanted him to look extra special. So he has this like moonlit look, and I wanted to put him on a plinth. It's not a plinth. That's how I've been saying it my whole life. Put him on a plinth because I thought he'd be cool to enter into like some painting competitions. I'll probably take him to Nova. But anyway,
can I just say real quick for collectors and fans of models, this is a model from Cursed City.
Yes.
Which is hot commodity. Like everybody's trying to get those models.
Warcry, right?
I think it started as a board game. I don't know the whole history of Cursed City. It became popular right around the time I joined tie-ins, and the whole time I was at tie-ins, everyone and their sister was trying to get hold of the box. Then they re-released it. So it's been crazy, but the models are bonkers cool, and I think this might be the coolest of the cool.
Yeah, I
The
mean, I
Varg
like
Scare,
painting the animal-looking things, so I was very excited to paint the Varg Scare. He was like an extra treat for me when I was done with my Soul Blight.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I wanted to give him like a base on top of a base, right? Like I want to have a plinth to put him on to take to the show, but I also want him to live here. So his base is sort of like woven into the plinth base. I'm also going to have eventually this is a sketch, but like a moonlit background to go with it. So that I'm not focusing on today at all. Today, I'm just focusing on how I built up, there will be a video to show you guys how I made this base, and then today is mostly a lot of dry brushing and washing. So we can take you through that. So I got some compliments on my bases when we were at Old Town Throwdown. This is Neferata's base. And coming up is Durbo's base that he got a glow up right before the tournament. And I wasn't really able to record anything because I was in such a rush. So there was a request to go over how I did that. And so I thought this would be a good opportunity to do this for my Varg Scare right now. Step 1 is going out and touching some grass. Go and get some sticks and rocks. So I did that yesterday. And I added my sticks and rocks to my existing sticks and rocks. And kind of you play with your sticks and rocks until you get like a composition you like, which I sketched out. It's pretty simple. Like he's just going to be on a mound, which you guys saw. Guys, I'm sorry. It's vertical. I don't know why I thought vertical was a good idea. I promise I'll never do it again.
You said it's because the Durbo and Neferata were very vertical. And
yeah.
he's vertical. The Varg Scares are
everything's very vertical, but anyway, so mixed up some milliput. And I use this to form like the general rocky mound shape. You can also use Magisculpt. I just happen to use milliput. So to get like a rock texture, you just take an existing rock and you just kind of work it into your putty or
We've
whatever.
Done this with pink foam as well.
Yeah. Whatever your medium is, you're just using an existing real thing to make the medium look like the real thing. And as I was doing this, the bark is kind of like breaking off and landing in the milliput, but that honestly just sort of adds to the realism of it after you prime it. I had to take this guy off his base. I should not have glued him down. I tend to glue things down early because I don't want to lose the pieces, but turns out I lost my rat anyway.
My bad.
Excuse me. So the top of this mound is just the top of the rock. I wanted to keep this part of the base very simple because it doesn't make sense for there to be like sticks growing out of the top of this rock, I think. I had some existing cobblestone. Zach will take you through how cobblestone like this gets made, but it's
how
just,
it gets made. I love it.
How it gets made. Yeah, like I mean, and that's why we're here,
like
right?
That show,
like
how it's made.
Sure. But I just wanted some fragments to kind of shove into this mound. Like he's coming out of the woods and coming upon like, this broken town with broken cobblestone just sort of like in the mud and earth. So again, just taking that rock and creating that texture as I go. And then I took it outside and primed it and did my base coats. That's it.
Yeah. I think that it looks great. I'm curious to see how else it comes out.
It's going to be a lot of dry brushing today. Lastly, I'll add like on tufts and things like that.
Yeah.
I think normally what you would want to do, like if you're trying for like a very prestigious award, you'd want to like paint I'm going to add crystals to it. I'm going to add tufts. You'd want to paint those things, but I haven't done that for my Neferata and Durbo, so I don't think I'm going to do it here. I'm going to just kind of go with how it looks naturally.
Yeah. Very nice. So what are you actually working on today exactly?
So today I'm like painting the base. I'm dry brushing. It's a lot of dry brushing and washing today.
Okay. So let's go ahead. Can we put let's see. Let's put this on first. Okay. And you know what? You could even just set the wizards on top of it. It's big enough.
Let's do it. Yeah, and then I need to adjust the camera because it's not really aimed
down
this far.
Yeah, so the cobblestone bases I made are something we're going to be using for, like I said, the Cities of
There we go.
Sigmar army. I wanted to make a base that was very much a city base. And so I had a little bit of a dilemma. The cobblestone part was easy because I've wanted to do that for a little while, make like a true kind of urban base. But then I started realizing, I just finished this goblin army where I used 1,000,000 tufts. And I've done these armies where I've made lots of tufts and natural things, grasses, plants, tall grass. With the Cities of Sigmar army here, because I wanted a very urban base, I wanted it to be like an active city, like a city that was people were living and thriving in. So I was on the hook for figuring out a different sort of piece of material to have as accent points, I guess is what we would say. Tufts and stuff like that are crystals, tufts. So what I ended up with going with our poster.
Call it base gubbins.
Base gubbins, yeah. I ended up going with these posters here. Now on top you see the wizards. Megan I finished on Wednesday.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, and I went ahead and added a little bit of posters there. At the bottom you see the base we're going to be working on today, and these bases are going to be what we use. This one in particular is because it is a poster of Saray and because it is a poster of Meg. These are the ones that we're actually going to be using for our Griffin that we painted. Yumi and Saray painted over a month ago at this point. He's going to be on this base. So let me kind of show you how I do this. Now, I do want to show you guys this, and then today what I'm going to be doing is a lot of painting because this process is something we could do live on stream, but it is a little intense. So let's hop into it here. First, my medium of choice here is Magisculpt. This amount of Magisculpt right here from my local Tap Plastics was about $70, and it's going to last me a really long time. It does age out though. It does, so you actually don't want to let it get too old. I like Magisculpt more than green stuff because I find that it has the durability of green stuff without this sort of hard texture that I find green stuff kind of like not particularly malleable. It's sort of hard to work with. So make sure you've got equal parts, and actually do please make sure you have equal parts. I'll tell you, I have one big base here I'm going to be working on painting while we're going today. And I can tell you that I made a second big base, and I'm not sure that I got equal parts in it. It might not be setting.
Oh no.
So it's outside. I'm trying to dry it. We'll see what happens. Okay, you're going to roll this out. I didn't have a nice rolling pin handy. I used to have a hobby rolling pin. I don't know what happened to it. I didn't want to use my kitchen rolling pin. That sounds like a bad idea.
Please.
So I rolled this out here, and then what we actually have are these stencils that Meg got from Green Stuff World. And the stencils are really great. So, but for the stencil, that's me measuring it out. We're going to use the roller itself, also from Green Stuff World. This is the pavement stencil, it's called. But for me, it really looks like cobblestone. If you wet it a little bit, that's nice. It makes it nice, and it gives it a nice smooth roll, and won't pick pieces up of it too much. Here's the stencil I was talking about. So then you're going to cut it. And once you cut it, you're going to lay it on your base. By the way, this stuff, Magisculpt, it gets less fresh as you're working on it. I'll be honest, trying to make two large bases, oval bases, was a stretch. Eventually you'll learn how much to use. And it is kind of pricey, like I said, so you don't want to waste it. So have some backup projects ready to go. I actually ended up basing a bunch of smaller with that chunk in the back there. Okay, so I did make two, and like I said, one of them seems to still be drying. This stuff does kind of take a while to really fully feel like it's dried, like over a day. I'm kind of pushing it with the one I have here in front of me that I'm going to paint. But there you go. There's kind of how they look.
Yeah.
It's cool if it's not all cobblestone. Here are some cavalry bases that I've since found out are the wrong size, so I went back.
No.
Well, I'm guessing here for Cities of Sigmar, right? I did the large Slaves to Darkness cavalry, but these guys are actually on slightly smaller bases. So I went ahead and made those yesterday. Sometimes after they dry, they'll pop off the base like that. It's not an adhesive, so you just have to super glue them back. Here's me priming them. Not much to say about this. They take any primer, spray. You can spray aerosol can on them, whatever you want. Then my base coat color here is actually this AK non-airbrush paint that I thinned down called Tenebrous Gray. And the camera's not super picking it up, but it's like a really dark gray, purple, brown. Would be the best way.
Oh, for a second I thought this was a mistake.
Here's me making some flyers. So You can put some nonsense text on here. They're going to be small. It's going to be really hard to read them. No one's actually going to be able to read them. But vary your sizes of text up. It makes it look like there's different headers and stuff. You can see I did a search for Middle Ages creature drawn transparent. And
Look at that
I
guy.
found all these different free stock image sites. This rabbit, Megan actually painted a model with this rabbit
Based
on the dog.
on that rabbit, yeah.
Now, I will say one thing about if you've ever tried to get stock images off sites, they all like want an unnecessary amount of ridiculous information from you. Like they want you to sign up for free, or they're so obnoxious. This one was the best one though. And also when you search, you get a bunch of images of Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, I wish you had done a Lilo and Stitch poster now.
Mine as well of because apparently it's popular in Middle Ages. So here's this cat. Drop the cat on. I found that you want to make it a little more transparent, and you definitely want to get rid of the drop shadow too.
Yeah, weird.
So I don't know why the drop shadow was on default, but giving it a little transparency helps. Here are the ones I made of some different cast members and mods. This is round 1. I will be making a round 2.
You're gonna be making some of these available, right?
Yeah,
to
we'll
our mandrels?
put some out. You can
Yeah.
we'll put some out. I tended to just put down random nonsense text. Some of it's lyrics. There's the Jerry Seinfeld's bit about grape nuts. I just did different pieces of things. Here's Gargoylean Steven. Now here I am in Pages. You're going to find word processors super obnoxious to do this in, but what's nice about the word processor is it really gives you an idea of exactly the size. You can see here I've done a bunch of different sizes. These are all the text ones, which the vast majority of posters on the base are the little text ones.
Yeah.
I'm only using the poster
They're
images
so
kind
teeny.
of sparingly. You're going to cut them out with an X-Acto blade here real carefully. And then you're pretty much just using PVA glue to put them on. Now, I will also share, and I can share as a link, there is a free download for these textures. And they're sized this way too already. And there are 5 different ones. It was a free download. You can give the person a cup of coffee. You can donate a little bit of money. They have that like donate a cup of coffee thing. Here, what I'm doing, by the way, is cutting out little imperfections in the poster so it looks more real. You can see I already kind of cut them out in a goofy shape. And now I'm just cutting out little imperfections to help them look real. Here's the cat one.
Yeah.
And this way, when they're hanging, they look, I'll say it again, more real.
More real.
Okay, now I did ultimately put these on bases, as you saw, but I went back and put them on some Sigmar terrain I had as well. PVA glue, put the poster down, more PVA glue, use a little toothpick, that's it. Now, what I was starting to say about the different textures is that you can also use like something like Seraphim Sepia and just, if you want, to kind of age it a little bit or just darken it in general. And it is nice to go around the edges because the edges will be white paper. But unless you're using really thick paper, it's not a big deal. Okay, I did here a stack of posters all next to each other. Some aged, some not. There's the Soups poster, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Soups the Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
For hire. Okay, all Seraphim Sepia there. Look at that, nice and aged. Here's one off to the side a little bit. And the cluster kind of made it look like one person hung a poster there and everybody else then thought it was okay to hang a poster. And so it came like a little bulletin board type thing.
So now...
Okay.
Permits are required.
Permits are required. Finally, here's me painting the bases. After Tenebrous Gray, we use graphite. I'll actually show off what I've got. It's 4 layers of dry brushing to create the cobblestone. You could stop at whatever layer you like. Here's this layer. That lined it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. That looks good.
Yeah, and then there is one more layer as well, which lines it up even more. So you can kind of stop at any point there, but that's ultimately what you end up with is well, let's go back to Lumex, that.
Those guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So it is a day-long hobby project. Like, you want to get your Magisculpt out. The Magisculpt, like I said, is pricey. But you can make all the bases for your whole army in one day.
Yeah.
If you know everything you need. And, it's definitely the type of thing where you probably want to go ahead and make additional ones you think you might need.
Yeah.
And the posters were also fairly easy.
Oh
However,
my gosh, those were so fun to watch you make.
They took a while too, though.
You were really enjoying yourself.
I made the posters pretty much all afternoon Saturday. I was making posters, and then I was making posters this yesterday morning a bunch as well.
It was so funny because you were like, actually, this is pretty easy to do, but it took me all day to do. And I was like, because you were having so much fun making posters.
I think so, yeah. Now,
which is great.
Today, one of the things you're going to see me painting here is this box crate cluster. There's like some chests in there. I picked up a box of these. There's like 5 of them in there from, they're in this, I forget the name of the company, but I'll have to see if I can find the box and show it to you guys. They're resin, they're nice, they're just scatter, but I'm going to be using them on bases. The griffin is actually, comes perched on a rock, but since I'm using an urban base, we ditched the rock and I want to, have him perched on this instead.
Yeah.
I am also in the process, it's okay. I'm also in the process of showing some, of purchasing, finding the right Etsy set of crate and barrels, because the scatter for the terrain will be that. It'll be little chests like this, some crates and some barrels, some wooden barrels, because, like we said, it's an urban board, so yeah, I had to get a little creative about the scatter on the board. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Really quick, I want to address Captain Mannering's question, which is about the stream time. Every Sunday we start at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so I think that's 6 p.m. UK time for you guys.
Yeah.
And then these streams every hobby stream is 2 hours, unless we call out that we're doing a marathon or something special. So 2 hours will be done at noon. And yeah, we always start at 10 a.m. on Sundays here. So maybe there's a better place we can put that. I know I've put it's in our Instagram. I don't know if we have it. Do we have it in our description on our channel? That's probably a good place for it.
Maybe, yeah, right up in the description.
And I don't know if we have it posted. Whoa, good save. I don't know if we have it posted in our Discord, so we can take a look at that and make sure we're a little more clearly communicating with you guys.
Guys, I do want to show this off real quick. Sorry, real quick.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of these. AK makes these sets of something that have the intention of being everything you need to paint something in particular. Here, this is the second time I've bought the rock and stone effects set. Now I have it usually comes with Tenebrous Gray. You can see there. But I took the Tenebrous Gray out and, like I said, turned it into an airbrush. And I replaced it with Basalt Gray. So I ended up going through Basalt Gray, Graphite Gray, and these are all just brushwork. Rock Gray, which is sort of crazy. It actually, you can kind of see here, it actually looks more like a tan in the bottle. And then White Gray. And that is my cobblestone recipe. So over top of the primed stone here, we have, in order, that was the Tenebrous Gray. And again, I did my thing where I took an AK paint, opened it up, took the cap off, put a bunch of AK thinner in there, put a metal ball in there, turned it into an airbrush paint. Mostly works, although I've been having issues with this Tenebrous Gray a little bit. And then these 4 I just use as normal AK paints.
Okay.
That's my cobblestone recipe. I have no green this time around in my cobblestone. And I did that. That was an intentional choice because this thing fell and I forgot to change it before the stream. That's okay. I think I know which ones are which. Okay. That was sort of an intentional choice this time around to not do any green in my cobblestone. Because, like I said, I didn't want this to be like a ruined city or a city that was going through any kind of naturification or anything like that. I genuinely just wanted. I try to put my phone away. I genuinely just.
Everyone saw all that. Now they know where you keep your phone. Yeah,
my pocket. I genuinely just wanted like a true kind of cobblestone look.
Yeah.
So here we go. Some nice gentle dry brushing.
Also, Captain Mannering's, good point. We do have a command that reminds everybody of the stream times. If you do, I think, exclamation point commands, it'll pull up all the different Nightbot commands. And then you'll be able to see that.
Yeah, and Captain Mannerings, thank you very much.
Thanks for calling all that stuff out. It's really good to get this stuff squared away.
Yeah, and thank you for the super chat, Captain Mannerings. A reminder, we do take super chats. We do take questions. We like to talk to you guys even when you don't super chat, of course. But it is a great way to support the show. We super appreciate it.
It keeps us going
and we
in
love
so many ways.
It does. And we love to give great answers to the super chat. So here we go.
At least good ones.
Any reason you aren't going to magnetize him, I think this is talking about the Varg Skier,
my guy, yeah.
and swap him between bases. Just curious. Also, Meg's summary look. Zach is looking very fluffy. Yeah,
fluffy.
I was in a rush this morning.
You match your shirt, man.
Yeah, I was in a rush this morning and got and that was it.
You were just in a rush. Yeah, and I was just kind of moseying. I was like, I got time to do whatever I need to do.
That very long video.
I bet that was driving you nuts.
No, it's fine. That very long video to kind of show this process. I filmed all of it the past 2 days, but I actually put it together this morning.
Yeah, normally I was still rushing.
Normally I don't do that. I do it a little bit. Oh, I forgot these other bases.
You have so many bases. Yeah. So why am I not magnetizing him? That's a good question. I'm like maybe practical, trying to be practical to a fault. I'm kind of like, nope, he has his one base and it's just going to live somewhere cool. And I don't want to have to think about it. Like, I just want it to all live in one place. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's just how I am. Magnetizing probably would have been better because then I wouldn't have the base like interrupting the realism that I'm going for, right? With this base, like now there's this rim.
Yeah,
but I kind of don't. Yeah, sure. I kind of don't mind breaking the immersion because at the end of the day, it's a game piece. That'll probably hurt me. Don't take that as advice. That's just the way I am.
Hurt her in
like,
terms of
in any painting competition, they'll be like, "Well, the base doesn't blend in. Like the base shouldn't be." And I'll be like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah,
that's just kind of how I am.
It is a little. It can be a little annoying. I'll be honest, for lack of a better word.
What? The way I'm choosing the base.
No. Just when you competition painters, and generally aren't army painters, and they don't necessarily care about.
Totally, like my plight.
Yeah, they don't care about the fact that people might want to be playing this for an army and stuff.
Yeah.
And that can actually be a little frustrating.
It's
I
okay.
honestly find it a little gatekeepy.
I don't mind. But it's its own thing, and like painting for a competition is just different, and I'm choosing not to abide, right? So it's on me, like that whatever dinging I get there, it's fine. I just I didn't feel like magnetizing and doing two different bases. Like I figure I'll lose the base or something. Like things like that go through my mind. I'd rather just have it live as one unified piece.
Yeah.
That's just that's just me. Thank you about my dress. Zach actually bought me this dress
years ago.
Yeah, he likes it a lot, and I never wear it.
So here we go.
Here it is. Yeah. Now, summary look. I don't know. I try to keep I don't know if you've picked up on it, but like I try to wear bright clothes on Sunday and dark clothes on Wednesday, and then in videos like just chill clothes. Like flannel, something like that, or a shirt. A shirt. Yeah. So that explains that. It's been really hot this summer.
Yep.
It's been awful.
Yeah, I don't think we ever really fully understood how
truly awful.
How warm this room in particular could get.
Yeah.
Until we had to sit in here for a few hours without a fan or anything.
It gets really hot. Yeah, because we didn't really... I mean, we would use this room, but we'd also, like, avoid it. Before we turn it into our studio, we'd go sit in the kitchen. We'd like, okay, let's pull all our stuff and sit in the kitchen. Because it's cooler out there.
Cooler, and there's like a bigger TV and stuff.
That's like where it's the total opposite. We're like, all right, let's drag the air conditioner into this room so we can stand it. Because this is where we are all the time now.
Yeah, Laura Brand, we haven't played with Dirty Down yet. We're actually going to be soon. I'm trying to think. Saray and I were going to use it for something. I can't remember now. Oh, I know. It's down the road. It's a little bit in October when we're going to kind of copy try to copy Totally Not Panicking from Instagram style. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like closer to Halloween.
Right. Because he's kind of, his stuff
spooky,
is sort of spooky.
Which I love.
We're going to yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay. How's it going, Meg? What are you working on?
I'm dry brushing the dirt.
Is this a good view?
Sure. Yeah. Let me just move things over. Like, kind of. It's fine. You know, it's fine. It's a fine view. I'm still getting it wrong, though. There we go. I was having this problem when I was trying to record things vertically, and then I was like, why am I doing this to myself? It's too late. I've already started, and now I'm stuck with it.
Yeah. So I normally when I do armies, people know I love colored rims on my bases. This is actually the darkest rim I've ever done. So Brett will be happy. Will be proud.
It's a pretty good rim job.
Yeah, Brett. Like I said, Brett will be happy.
Yeah, he'll be proud.
He'll be proud of the rim job. This is the Tenebrous Gray color. And I don't know that, like, not up close you're ever... It's a really cool color. It plays a lot of tricks with your eyes because it really does play off... I think, like, right here where I'm looking at the screen, what you guys see... gotta fix
Thank you for the hearts.
I'll have to fix that. It looks to me... It looks to me gray in the screen here. But right in my actual real-life view here, it looks kind of brownish purple, like mauve. I'm going to have to grab some to fix this little mistake I just did.
Oh, no.
Or maybe I can use a black liner.
It's just a happy accident, Zach.
It's a brown panel liner. That's not going to work. Okay. And so that's it. These four are done. Now, one of them got a little...
Thank you for the hearts.
One of them got a little
There's
smushy.
so many hearts.
One of them got a little smushy, and so I'm probably actually going to put a little black panel liner in there to redefine the cracks. But you can see the ones that didn't get smushy, the cracks look great.
Yeah. Let's do...
I'm actually gonna flip back to this view of you, Meg, while I go grab some paint to fix my little mistake here. Oh, I'll grab the Griffin too while I'm at it. Oh, you have non-oil right here.
I do, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm just doing dirt washes now. So there's that. I gotta find my wash brush. I'm gonna steal one from Zach because all my brushes are too small. How's chat? Don't forget you guys can super chat. Don't forget you can add us. Whatever is your pleasure today. We have memes coming up a little later. We have to answer or deal with this very important poll because all of our polls are very important. And just in case you guys weren't aware, we have our very first mandrel poll going on in our Discord. So if you are a level mandrel, you get to vote on some upcoming content of ours.
If you're a lab mandrel, which,
lab mandrel.
By the way,
we should talk about that.
Not a real thing, but that's okay.
Well, it is for us.
It is for us.
It is now. We made it so. Yeah. Lab mandrel. Anyway, so we do have a vote. It's what basing we should do next, and we're gonna do another basing episode September 13th. That's a Wednesday, and we want to know what kinds of bases you guys want to see. So if you're a lab mandrel, go vote. If you're not a lab mandrel yet, you can become one and go vote. When are we gonna close the vote, Zach?
Never. The one for
next. The one for September 13th, the basing.
When are we gonna close it? Good question.
Yeah. Should we just close it like randomly without telling anybody?
No. When did we put it up?
We put it up today, right?
Today.
At the start of
I think we'll do it next week. How about let's leave it up?
We'll leave it up for a whole week.
Wow, when you drop the panel liner in these, it's like the coolest dispersion that I've seen. Let me see if I can. It's gratifying, so let me see if I can get it on.
Oh yeah, that's always fun to watch.
All right, we'll get close. We'll see. But that's not off. Ooh, yeah.
Was it gratifying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Okay. Well, the black panel liner is nice. I haven't actually done this on previously, but one of the things that does happen when you make this with Magisculpt The stencils all are. This is kind of I'll say that the stencils are a requirement. You got to get them, and mostly they're great. But I will say this about the stencils. They all cut a little bigger than they need to be, and so unless you want this sticking out like over top of the base, like by a lot, not by a lot, but by a noticeable amount, you end up having to kind of smush them in a little bit, and the smushing is sort of what I think makes the cobblestones kind of bulge a little bit like that, which isn't a bad look. But you can see it doesn't do it quite as much on the bigger one because the bigger one, the smushing doesn't make its way like into the center. So if you want like really nice, flat, perfect cobblestone pavement, I'm not sure that you're going to get that unless you 3D print. I think you'd want to 3D print at that point, your bases, or get homemade resin ones. Making them with the Magisculpt and the roller gives them sort of a messy look, which I was fine with. But just a heads up, just be aware of that. Okay, so these 4 are done. By the way, I gotta say, at the Hobby Club, we are not really into talking about and looking at the GW leaks of things that come out. But I will say this: I did have one of the reasons Steve and I were actually talking about that we almost actively don't want to look at leaks too much. Because if we do, then we risk accidentally bringing up something on stream. Right. Like, oh, did you see this guy has like, oh no. So that's a good way to get on GW's not good side.
Thank you, Liberty, for the memberships.
Yes, thank
you. Welcome,
you.
new lab rats.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy our backlog of streams that you now have access to. If you feel like joining as a mandrel, then you can upgrade and go take part in our vote.
And there's some other cool mandrel things coming in the next...
Coming up, we're working on that already. We already knew what we wanted. We just need to get our ducks in a row.
Yeah.
So, don't want to ruin that surprise.
So I will say, I did have some folks help me investigate some base sizes from some of the upcoming.
He got Stacks. I'm so glad.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
Finally.
Stacks was trying so hard to get sniped by Cass the other day, so I'm glad we finally got him. Got him.
So I wanted to just know some of the base sizes for some of the models coming out, and it's nice to have that information.
Thank you, Polly, for the 5 memberships. It's awesome. More lab rats.
Yeah, thank you, Polly. Polly got his Polly got his stuff.
Yeah.
So Polly won our very first marathon giveaway, which was the Agastus box.
Yeah.
And his stuff finally showed up. I do have to say, Polly, I'm super happy nothing was broken. I was like, you know what, this is part of the deal,
part of the charm.
And I was like, he's aware that stuff's gonna show up. He's gonna have to do a little gluing, but weirdly nothing did. And I'll be honest with you, Polly, I don't know what you thought about my glue job there, but I mean not my glue job, my my packing job, but I didn't think it was amazing. I did what I could. I bubble wrapped everything.
Amazing is a strong word.
But no, it was definitely not amazing. But hey, it made it from California to the EU without being destroyed.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. So Polychrome, I'm glad that showed up. I hope you get some good use out of it at least a few times before you strip it.
Yeah. That's true. Polly said he was going to strip for us.
He said he was going to strip it. And he says, so can't super chat, but I can gift. Strange.
So weird.
That is strange. That's probably EU thing or something. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Because other people are able to.
EU?
Well,
they're
EU,
UK.
Yeah, they're different now.
Yeah.
They're not part of
That's
the
why
EU.
they left the EU, so they could super chat.
So they could super chat. Nice going, EU.
Yeah, thank you, Polychrome. And thank you, So Nasty. He says, when Magisculpt hardens, can you smash it? I'm looking to not do the entire base with Magisculpt, but have a bunch of smaller broken ruins to scatter around my base. That is that Magisculpt or is that Milliput?
It's either, I don't know which one it is. What color does Milliput dry? Because
that color.
I
think that's Milliput.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
Magisculpt does the same thing, right?
Kind of. So you can, and we have. You're going to appreciate it for yourself if you perforate it first. So in other words,
While it's still drying.
yeah, and you'll get sort of similar. May I make sorry?
Yeah, go for it.
You'll get sort of similar shapes as she has here. These kind of jagged shapes. But what you want to do is like make the base. Go ahead and cut it out or whatever, and then take a hobby knife and perforate it. And honestly, if you can, I mean, you might as well at that point just clip it while it's wet. But I will say this about Magisculpt. There are two ways to work with Magisculpt. You can work with Magisculpt when it's still wet, meaning in the video you saw me doing this a little bit. I had an X-Acto knife, and it was wet, and I was like going through and shaving off stuff. So you saw that happen, like just here I'm showing here, just like cutting off like wet stuff. And then in the other way you can work with Magisculpt is you can let it dry, and then you can just use a file or a Dremel, ideally, if you have a Dremel is going to go through things faster. I will say this. Working with it while it's wet is, I would say, harder.
Is it?
It is more challenging. Okay. Working with it while it is dry is slower.
Yeah.
So you're sort of going to pick a poison that you're okay with. If it has overhang and you want to get rid of that overhang once it's dry, you're looking at, like, if ideally you really at that point want a Dremel, put a mask on, do a Dremel. I mean, a file's you're gonna be here a while. It does not want to file very well. So for me, I kind of bite the bullet and tend to work with it as much as I can when it's wet.
Yeah.
Then when it's dry, if I look and I see little imperfections or things I want to clean up, then I'll use the Dremel.
Clean it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So mine. Yeah, you're probably right. Mine is probably Milliput.
Milliput is gonna always be easier to work with. The issue with Milliput is it is not really, Brett especially would say this is really not a sculpting medium.
Okay.
It is a gap filling medium.
Okay.
Right. But it can sculpt. If something can harden into a shape, then it's fine.
For my base.
Like I know right now I could just snap this in two.
Yeah.
With my fingers. So if you want something that's gonna break more easy, then I would actually use Milliput. The Milliput, I think the issues with Milliput, but someone can price check me if I'm wrong. One, I think it's not really sold in quantities that promote sculpting at a large scale, like basing a whole army.
Sure.
And it's not really.
Yeah, it comes in this long box.
I don't know that it comes in a larger box than that.
Okay.
But I think you could get a lot done with 2 boxes. I think you could probably get an army done with 2 boxes, especially if you're breaking and you're not completely covering the base, like we're doing here, right, with the city's army.
Yeah.
So that's issue 1 with Milliput.
And I didn't what's the word? Perforate it.
Perforate it. No,
we just broke it up. I just broke it randomly.
Yeah, I don't know which one's easier to work with either. For me, green stuff is like the least easy to work with. That's sort of how. I don't know. That would be what
green
I
stuff
would say.
I think of as definitely gap filling, but also like that's where I see people doing like the super fine bashing
they do
work, like sculpting, like for little things that are super detailed.
I find
that's what I see.
I find green stuff a little tough to work with.
I would love to do an episode where we make something like very cool out of green stuff, not just gap filling like we did with Smaug.
Yeah.
But if we actually like sculpted an arm or a chest plate or something like crazy like that. That would be fun and also frustrating, but I'd like to try it.
Now, that said, I actually think Meg is kind of onto something with Milliput because I actually think of all 3 mediums, it's maybe the easiest to work with. Mm-hmm. I guess like the big criticisms of it would be that one, it's I think you work with small amounts of Milliput. I wouldn't be making too large of an amount, but like making a big circle, which is what you tend to do, and then break it apart, it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
So I think you could work with any of them. Zonasti, that wasn't exactly your question, but I almost might suggest Milliput for that.
Okay.
To break things apart, to keep things whole, Magisculpt.
Let's also not miss Leah's question.
Right. That's Leah, who we know this.
This is Brett's Leah.
We know this guy. Yeah. Leah says, "What's the plan for your next tournament?"
Ooh.
That's
We have a plan.
We do have a plan.
We do, yeah. We're doing teams in November.
Yeah,
down in Southern California.
Tickets have not gone on sale yet,
Age of
so
Sigmar.
all we can say is we aim to do teams.
Yeah.
It's possible.
That's usually when it's usually November, early November.
Right. It's possible to say that we could miss buying tickets, but
we could.
Our intention is to get tickets.
Yeah.
Like how I almost missed buying a Nova ticket.
Yeah.
Which is not like me. I usually buy my tickets right away.
And I think, that's our next tournament. But your next tournament is actually Nova.
Yes.
Which is coming up sooner.
Yeah, I'll be taking part in 2 tournaments.
You have so much going on.
Yeah. So I'm in the AOS Invitational, which is gonna be interesting. It's a 1-day 16-person sudden elimination. The first round is like stupidly early. I want to say it's like 7 a.m. check-in or something. I forget. So
yeah, you're right. We did need a hotel. That's crazy.
It might be 8. I can't remember.
Don't you know how people in Silicon Valley work?
It's early. Yeah. So I have that, and then I have the next day I have the actual event. Now I get a free first round buy. I'm actually gonna ask Tom, one of the event organizers, if I can not have the first round buy and just play round 1 of the event. I don't know how well I'll do at Nova, but if I do well, I don't actually really want to have a first round buy.
I see.
Because I don't want people to be like, yeah.
That comes with an asterisk.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
Of all reasons to have a first round buy, that you took part in a sudden 1-day elimination the day before. Of course, this is all also assuming that I do well in the elimination, which I won't. My guess is I'll be out of there by lunch.
You're taking your meanies though.
I am
you
taking my Peace Claw Raiders, but my guess is I'll be out of there by lunch.
Yeah.
My guess is I won't make it past round 1.
Guys, if you are going to be at Nova, we already know a couple of you will be. Let us know. We want to. Thursday night is like our night to hang out. I think.
Yeah.
We'll probably be at the bars. Wherever they are in the hotel. They're usually in the lobby. So that's like our go-to place to hang out. So Thursday night, just DM us, or if there's enough of us, we can get a thread going in Discord. Otherwise, we can just like plan to see each other and buy each other some drinks.
Yeah, we'll be around. We're not
yeah.
planning anything.
Nothing
big,
major. Just want to say hi and get some drinks with y'all and just I don't know.
Yeah,
have a chill time.
Send us a Discord message.
Yeah.
Okay, I am now working on. Thank you, Leah, by the way, for your support.
In many ways.
In many ways,
you support
honestly,
us. Yeah.
Leah's actually, whenever there's a picture of a bunch of people and
it's Leah.
Seemingly all of us, Leah's usually the one taking that picture.
Captain Mannerings was being blocked because he wanted to say a naughty word in Super Chats. He wants to know what our favorite rim job color is.
Oh yeah. So I don't
Captain
I don't like black rims. I don't dislike black rims. Actually, I should say that.
Okay.
I just think it's an area where you can really help an army stand out. You can give it a little pizzazz. So I have done my Tau were my first. They're medium gray. Then my Asuryani are tan. My Beast Claw Raiders are kind of a darker medium gray, honestly. Then, what else do I have? Daughters of Cain are purple. That might be the purple. The dark purple.
Okay.
I do still make it a dark color. I don't usually make it too light. The Goblins I just finished, I made green. Warboss green, which is like a medium green.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Slaves to D are brown. And then these are this Tenebrous gray. This is kind of the dark color. So I don't know which one was favorite. I've always wanted to do like a salmon kind of a color, like a rust.
Like on your Asuryani, maybe?
Well, on them it's tan. It's tan, right? I have like a tan rim. I have done a salmon kind of rust color before on this Ultramarines kill team I painted, and I really liked the way it came out. It was like a Martian base. So it's like that rust color, and then the actual color used is called Squig. It's Squig Orange from Citadel on the base, and I actually really like the way that came out. So maybe that's my favorite, but unfortunately not really an army.
So I like a purple rim. I'm sorry, I like a black rim because this is like my practicality showing again, but it's just like, yeah, because it's not that hard to cover up mistakes from an already black rim. It's basically because I'm lazy, you guys. Black is great. But what I would do if Zach would let me would be to paint names. That's where I would put names. So my favorite rim job is a rim job with names.
On your own models, I don't care what you do.
Well,
but that is just a god-awful look. I cannot stomach.
I really want to get the nameplates because that's what you will let me do.
The nameplates are okay.
I really like having names. I mean, it's so much more fun to call Derpo than my Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon.
But you did it, and you put it on his, you can show it, right? Put it on the
spinner. I know.
Let's have a look. Put it on the spinner.
All right. But listen, buddy. Hold on. I got stuff in my mouth. Okay. Oh, Polly. Ah! Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so here's Derpo's base. And this, I think, is a great way to... we're going to maybe... Oh, yeah, there we go. There it is, right? She put it on the tombstone. She worked it in there. I think that's great.
I mean...
what if, in crappily written white paint? Because nobody can actually write with paint. Because nobody has done that and learned to do it. Unlike writing, which we've been learning since we were 4 years old.
I guess, but...
It said Derpo.
My writing isn't that impressive here either.
Right,
which is the thing. So I'm kind of like, what difference does it make if I put it on a tombstone
so
versus a rim?
I don't know why. I can't stand it.
It's fine. I don't care that much. I want to name all my models, and not all the bases have room for grave sites anyway.
Look, it's your Warhammer.
I know. I like it. I like all this kitschy stuff. It's 10:54. Should we end the poll?
Yeah, let's end the poll
and move on because we still have memes and fan stuff to get through today. Yeah,
sounds great. Yeah. So we'll end the poll here.
Yeah.
This is what happens. These are the poll questions that happen when I'm not involved.
Zach doesn't want to participate.
The polls.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you get, right? Like
punishment fits the crime.
Yeah. So, what opinion is the most based? Zach, do you even understand the question? Because I barely understand the question.
Somebody in Reddit one time was like, somebody in Reddit one time was like, does anybody actually know what based means? And like, no one could give that person an explanation. They were just like, nobody actually knows what this means. Can we all agree to that?
Yeah.
And like then multiple people tried to give totally different explanations. They got into arguments about it. And then I was like, oh, no, he's right. So, no, I don't know what it means. Nobody actually knows what that word means.
I tried to look it up. I'm doing this, like, old person thing where I'm using a term before I even know what it really means. And I'm like, whatever. That's fine. I don't care. And it's like, I think, this is what, one thing I read was it used to mean, like, you had a cocaine habit. Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
And now it's sort of like, I'm sure like teens everywhere are like screaming at me. You have an opinion that you like stand behind and you don't care what anyone thinks of you for it. I think that's, please chat correct me. I could be totally botching this.
So, okay, I've seen that, but I've also seen people like use it like that's sort of a neutral take. Like you can be based whether I agree with your opinion or not. But then I've seen people use it in a positive way, which is like not only is that part of the equation, but I also it's usually like a hardcore social justice warrior take, right? And then someone's like, oh yeah, not only do I agree with it, or not only are you resolute about it, but also it's a good opinion, right? So people have added like a positive connotation to it, whereas inherently your definition, which I've also seen, is more of a neutral. Like,
yeah, and then I think it's like also been co-opted by like certain groups of people to have it aligned to their
right.
Yeah, anyway, it's just like one of these terms that's like, I kind of get it, but I honestly don't really get it, and I thought it would be a funny question. Also, I'm happy to point out the fact that we are not above being cringe sometimes. I was like, me asking this question might be cringe.
Also, for what it's worth, our largest demographic is 35 to 40,
people our age.
35 to 45, but only by about 1.5 percentage points.
Yeah.
And then the second is 25 to 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
So we are not that old.
We're not that old.
We're not that
kind of
old of a YouTube channel. We have plenty of 25 to 35-year-olds.
They get it.
And anyway, beyond under 25, your data from YouTube starts to get kind of iffy anyway.
Right.
And above 35, we have, or above 45, we have some of those folks too.
Yeah.
His name is Molecule Cody, and we love him for his advanced age.
Don't tell everybody how old he is.
He's not that old. He's like the youngest.
I know, but
he's like the youngest, coolest dad I know.
He may not want people to know that. I don't know. I don't know what people want to keep secret.
It's
Because I'm just like, yeah, here I am. I have a channel. Everything's out there.
Yeah. By. Yep. He's just sucked into it now.
Now you're part of our.
Okay, so let's get through some chat interactions here. Thank you, Caldwell. He says, "Hey gang, I will soon be ready to spice up the base."
It says A-Pice.
Spice up the base on the lion. Any suggestions? Go with grassy look of box art or rubble it up? Well, this is a great question because my answer, Caldwell, is going to be kind of boring. It's going to be, first, I want to know. He's a Dark Angel. He gets played in a Dark Angel's army, so. Of course, I know that base has some stuff going on in it already, but for me, I would always be wanting to match it to the army that he's part of, but also go that extra mile, which sounds like, I think, what you're going for.
Yeah. That's always good. That's that lion we saw last week where I was like, oh, it looks so green. Like it had this really nice, I mean, you're still painting the face. Like, I don't think you were done with it, but I was like, oh, I love the green undertones. It makes him look like haggard. Like he's not this regal dude. What's his story? Like he comes back from the dead or something. He's been missing.
He has been missing.
And now he's back and like, ooh, what happened to him? Right? It kind of had that cool look to it. So I don't know if you're keeping that undertone going or you're covering it up, but I'm like wondering how the base can like play into that if that does happen to be the direction you're going.
Oh, based. Because we're talking about bases. That's why you did that poll.
Yes.
Oh. That's good. That was good, Meg. Good work.
Okay.
I was like, this is just a random
I don't
question.
know. It's like this based. Is this based?
We didn't even talk about the poll
Oh my
results.
God. It's okay. There's nothing to talk about.
Trees Aren't Brown is
Trees
the most
Aren't Brown
based.
is the most based.
But again, we don't actually know.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I
don't know which one is
you're
most...
like proud of your bad opinions.
I don't know which one is the
I
most...
also share that opinion.
Since we don't know how the word based works.
Plus, it's not an opinion. It's just a fact.
It's just a fact.
Yeah, it's just this is a mess. What a mess of a poll.
What a mess.
All right, guys. Go with grassy look of box art or rubble it up.
No, go with your art. Don't worry about the box art.
Yeah, go with your own. I think the grass is good.
You want it to match your army,
thanks
right?
Thanks for the laughs and the hearts, guys.
I'd want it to match my army first and foremost. Caldwell. Now, when things give you diorama elements to bases, which Brad always calls tactical rocks, when you receive a tactical rock in your base, like Durpo has a tactical rock. Here, let's go back to Durpo for a second.
Yeah, he does.
He
came with that rock.
Meg worked the rock in.
Yeah, it's like a rock on top of another rock.
Unfortunately, because of the way the zombie dragon works, you really need that rock. So there's that. But what I will say is, you can figure out ways either to work it in. You have to be clever, like Meg here.
I'm so clever.
Or you can just get rid of it, right? The lion, I don't exactly remember what's on his base, but I know there's some stuff going on. And I think that's the decision you need to make is like, do I want to, how much is so even want to keep?
Well, that's what he's asking, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But
I like the tactical rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like there for a reason, right? It helps them stand. But I'm also not really a kit
But you can
basher.
replace it, right? Here on our Griffin, for example.
Yeah.
We,
Yep. There it is.
Here on the Griffin.
It's a Griffin.
He's scary creepy.
I'm like,
I was just started the joke. I was like, oh my god, actually his claws are really sharp.
you could like get stuck in my hair, rip my face off. Yeah,
Oh
nice,
my gosh.
real nice.
Ooh,
I'm really happy with how this base is turning out. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, great, that's good. But like the griffin needs a like I didn't want to rock, right? Because we're in a city.
Yeah, he's in like a sad city with boxes and broken things and flyers all over the place, just covered in garbage.
Flyers all over the place. Okay, so speaking of flyers, I'm gonna do some now here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do that. I'm gonna work on chat a little bit.
Okay.
Because it looks like we might have gotten stuck. Thank you, Captain Mannerings, for the membership. Who did you snipe? Fat Boy 1791. Welcome to the club. Let's see. And Polly also gifted a hobby membership. Thank you so much. And who did he snipe? Eagle Sight. All right. Good job. If you guys want to become mandrills, you can take part in our basing poll that is in our Discord. And if you have not stopped by our Discord, you should do so. It's fun.
Now, real quick, I will say, but sorry to interrupt you, Meg.
Yeah.
I am applying the TED poster to this base. By the way, this base is going to be used for a steam tank. And you're going to get to see us paint steam tanks this time next week, next Sunday. Saray and I are going to be showing off some metallic skills on 2 steam tanks. We'll each be working on one, and the bases will be here. They'll be ready. And this one will have the Ted from Ted is one of our mods, Kirkanos. It'll have his poster.
I just outed him too.
On it. It'll have his poster on it. Which says, "Dost thou wish to party with Ted?" And then it gives instructions on how to find Ted, which I did as sort of a joke, since we always joke about.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Since we always joke about doxing Ted.
Yeah.
And giving Ted's full address, which we do have available to give.
To the highest bidder.
Let me know if you're interested in it. But the poster just says you can find Ted in the meat district. Ask for Ted.
Yeah.
And it also has a warning to not catfish Ted about partying. It says, warning, do not do it. Catfish Ted about partying.
Yeah.
If you are
coming
to party,
sign him up for mailers.
Yeah. And do not say you want to party with Ted and then not be serious about
it. I love your posters. So you're going to share those with our members? Like our lab rats and our mandrels?
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, some of them. They're pretty funny.
Some of them are not appropriate.
Yeah, some of them might be found offensive.
But no, I don't know about offensive.
Well, to Vino. Vino might be offended that you called him out for cursing at Disneyland.
Oh, yeah. Vino got in trouble or got yelled at.
He got shushed.
He got shushed by a Midwest dad.
By a Midwest shusher.
A Midwest shusher. Coming to California and expecting to not hear the F word.
Oh, man. Well, it is Disneyland, to be fair. Like, you should expect there to be kids around and behave appropriately.
I mean...
But it was really funny because we were at a bar.
Yeah. We were at...
All right, dude.
All right.
It was funny.
I don't know why you brought your kid here. There's a million restaurants in Disney.
Don't serve alcohol.
Not sure why you're here and expecting... Yeah.
It was funny. It's all right. It's all right. I get it. You don't want to bring kids around heathens like us.
Where were we? Thank you, Kiki Breaky. Kiki Breaky. I was once a 40K snob. Then this dude with wicked hot takes joined Titans. His passion for AOS inspired me to play the game. Aww. Now I'm on a team, and I love all the new friends I've made. Thank you, Zach, for changing my life. Wow, Kiki. Changing your life is really nice to hear. I think
you guys.
I'm that's amazing. What team are you on? I'm curious. And are you going to Nova? Or do I already know you and I just don't know your username?
Don't recognize the handle. That happens all the time.
Yeah, because I don't know anybody regularly in my life named Kiki Breaky.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Not to make fun if that's your actual name.
Not to make fun if that is your actual name.
It's just not one we hear very often.
Yeah, and it's not like Ted, who lives at 425. Just kidding.
Oh my God. Poor Ted.
We just joke about giving Ted's information away. We don't actually give it away on stream.
Yeah. We'll do it later.
Yeah. If you're interested.
Molecule Cody says, I'm 79 years young. So there we go. He outed himself.
Thank you, Molecule.
That's how old he is.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Polly.
Looks great for his age.
For the continued gifted membership sniping. We're always going to thank you, even when you just are trying to snipe.
Yeah.
Anyone. Michael Cody, yeah, you look great for 79.
Yeah, I didn't realize, actually.
Yeah.
You don't look a day over 60.
No, Michael Cody's like one of those like cool dads that if I was ever a dad, I'd aspire to be like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool.
And like not like it doesn't seem like he's like cool in a way where his kid's like, oh, Dad, you're trying to be cool.
Like cringe, like our
like
question.
Cringe cool. Yeah, it seems like his kids think he's cool, too.
I mean, we're basing this off of one interaction.
Yeah.
Like, which is his daughter was hanging out.
Yeah.
While hobbying, and who knows? He could have forced her to be there.
He could have. He could have been like.
It could have been her punishment.
He could have been like, "Come see how cool I am in front of my friends.
Come make my friends think I'm cool.
Yeah,
like a cool dad.
Come on, get over here.
They could have.
Everyone thinks I'm cool. I need you to see this.
We could just be full of it.
We're actually finding out that nobody thinks Molecule is cool.
Molecule's not cool at all.
Yeah, at all.
Terrible. Thank you for the hearts. I love all the hearts so much.
Oh, by the way, folks, one thing that I am using, I should mention for the poster, I say PVA glue, but it's very watered down. And when Rudy sent us our Vortex mixer, it came with this little jar of metal balls that you put in your paint. And I took the case for it, and I have like my PVA, because we already had a container for metal balls, believe it or not. So I took my case for it, and the case he sent us, that the metal balls came in, and I'm using that for watered down PVA glue.
Saying metal balls.
Yeah. So here we go. Here is our first steam tank base. We've got a few posters on there. We've got Gargoylian Steven. We've got Ted. Thus Thou Wish to Party with Ted. And
the answer is yes.
And typically you want the model, if you're going to be adding the posters, you want to have a sense of the model. Like, here's the Griffin.
Yeah, like where it's
to
going to
see where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I usually do that. The steam tank is weirdly not that big. It's the steam tank. This oval base is almost pushing it for the steam tank, I think. It could almost be on like the Ghost Kill size base, but maybe not actually. Anyway, I haven't fully assembled a steam tank. I'll be doing that this week. So,
yeah.
Here's this guy.
Hint, hint.
Now I will varnish that as well. Of course.
Of course.
And now I'm going to do these two, and then I'm going to paint the...
here, you have to say that.
Then I'm going to paint the box. Yeah, I didn't cut out a Varnish Master poster. Maybe I should show that off, though. It's the Saray poster we made.
Yeah, it's a pretty good poster. And when you say we, you mean you.
Of course, it's the one I don't have right here.
Well, it's okay.
I printed out 3 copies of these. By the way, you do not do inkjet.
If you laser.
Inkjet, it'll run.
Smudge.
It'll be a mess. It'll be a mess when you put that.
A waking nightmare.
That watered down PVA glue. We don't even have a printer at our house. I just go to FedEx Kinko's.
Every time we want to print something.
Hey, where's this Saray one?
You used them all, maybe?
No. There's like a million of each.
The hobby collab, I don't know if you saw my suggestion in the Discord, but I'm really hoping you guys can do a video for makeshift flight stands. Ooh, there's a basing idea we didn't include in our poll.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad idea. I think most people hate flight stands, right? That's like pretty common.
Flight stand alternatives.
Yeah. That would be a good episode.
Here's the Saray one. If it's hard to read, I'll read it to you. It says, "Has thou met Varnish Master?" And it says, Varnish Master uses no fewer than 3 layers of varnish for maximum...
What?
For...
Oh, I see. Here, I can probably read it off of this face.
Is it easier to read on that one somehow?
I don't know. Varnish Master says, no fewer than 3 layers of varnish per model. Bear witness.
Oh, bear witness. For such is the varnishing power of varnish.
Zach, you're so funny.
I don't know about that.
You make me laugh so much.
These posters will live on forever. And I was saying that I was jokingly in Hobby Chat the other day, being like, man, I hope I don't have we don't get like a divorce, or we have like a big falling out or anything with any of these people, because then these posters will be stuck on this model.
God forbid.
On this army, right?
We don't want to have that happen.
Now that was cringy. Me bringing that up. Why
was that cringy? I mean, we hope we don't get divorced.
Yeah, we hope we don't. We hope
That's fair.
if we're about to.
I like that we have to hope for it, though.
If we're about to, we'll bring up the models.
Well, yeah. Well, how will we split? I think we'll have to do what's that king's story where we split the model into 3 parts so that everyone gets the part they painted.
Yeah. Just when like if.
Oh my gosh.
If or when we end the channel, we'll have to be like. No, we've already.
Why are we talking about this? I hate it.
We've already. We have planned every model.
We have plans for when we end the channel.
No. We have this. The city's army is mine, and
whoa.
I'm not giving Saray
ours.
I'm not giving Saray ours. I'm not giving Saray the butt of the griffin. If the channel dissolves,
what? You gotta give him the butt.
No.
He can put it on his mantelpiece.
Just sitting. He enters it in a competition.
His mantle. Yeah.
It's just the back half of a griffin.
It is a mantelpiece. Okay. Yeah, just the butt. That's the best part, is the butt.
The wings.
Everyone knows this.
I guess.
Are you a butt or a chest plate guy?
Yeah. Okay, great. Got some.
He's not going to answer, folks.
Got some more posters on my bases.
I
heard you.
Someone help Zach.
Is that enough Saray posters? Polychrome asks. So this is, in all seriousness, using the word processor is nice because it does give you an idea of how big each poster actually will be when you go and print it out, which is, again, also really nice, especially if you don't have a printer at home. You're driving to FedEx Kinko's to do it, or anywhere, whatever your preferred printing location is. Yeah. Hopefully some small local place. But what I was going to say is, Polychrome, that still I did a ton for a few reasons. One, I don't ever want to have to print these out again. So this is it.
All right, we're not losing them then.
This is it for the rest of the army forever, which is great. And then 2, all the different sizes. All the different sizes are really because I wasn't sure what would look good. Like,
don't hurt our baby.
Even though I can see the sizes, of the posters, I didn't really know what was gonna look good. So we cut out, I made a ton in different sizes. Yeah. And also I knew that there'd be some terrain I'd be putting some on, but the bigger ones would be fun for that. Okay. What was that? What were we about to do?
Oh, good. We've got our stickers finally being used in our
fun.
In live chat. If you guys are members, you should have access to those now, right? Yeah. Welcome, Nick, to Lab Rat. You're one of us now. We did miss a super chat from Ty.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, let's not forget. Hobby Collab, I've been hearing a lot about something called 10th Ed. What rules changes do you predict for 10th Ed AOS? What factions do you think will be in the 10th Ed AOS starter set?
All right, Ty, you obviously mean 4th Ed.
Well, yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Are we planning ahead? Like 6 years from now?
Or is Ty in the past and talking about...
Oh, maybe Ty's in the future.
Wait, is he in the future? Is he in the future talking about 10th Ed AOS?
I think so.
Is he in the past talking about 10th Ed 40K, but its name
got confused.
But got confused.
And then is he just... is he now and just wrong?
Is he now just wrong about a lot of things? Or very confused. And keep in mind, Megan and I had a movie date night a couple nights ago. We watched Tenet. And
that's true. Is this just Tenet?
Is this just a Tenet situation? Which, by the way, I don't know about you, but I don't even know what the hell that would mean. Because we like any Christopher Nolan movie, like any non-completely linear Batman-style Christopher...
Side note, my prize for winning the competition at Old Town Throwdown was to pick movies for a movie night.
Yeah.
And so I picked Tenet and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and definitely fell asleep before the end of Tenet. So I still have to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, this is black.
Anyway, so maybe we should pretend that Ty is asking about 4th edition AOS.
Okay.
Right?
We could see, too. We
don't even have to look. We can just guess.
We can just guess. I just put black panel liner on wood.
Wait, you have to help answer this question because I don't know how to answer it yet. Good? All right.
How long were either of us willing to let that go on for?
You wanted... Okay, so 10th ed AOS, we're assuming you mean 4th ed? Let's just scroll, because I don't want to answer this wrong. 10th ed... Wait. 10th ed... Wait. No. He definitely... I meant what I said. Okay, so 10th ed... Okay. He meant what he said. We got to answer the question. 10th ed AOS is a long way away. So what do we predict for it, Zach? Do we think there will be new... I'm hoping by 10th ed AOS we have a unicorn army finally. Like unicorns and pals, like magical woodland creatures definitely needs to be an army. Like, hello.
It already is.
It's really not, though. It's really not. Which one is it?
Sylvaneth. They just don't have it.
Sylvaneth is trees. That's not the same thing. There's no, like, magical unicorns or, like, cute deer and raccoons and birds that'll peck your eyes out. Like, all that stuff should all be together in one army. It would be the best army. That's what I want to see in 10th ed AOS. And then it should be in the starter set because it'd be so great. Like a bunch of like woodland creatures versus, I don't know, something in death. He hates my ideas. Well, that's okay.
I think that it is important. While it is important to include a diverse
array of armies.
I also think that you don't, of course, want to, and in all seriousness, right? You actually don't want to like put things in that are super out of character. But
you can make them look scary.
Yeah. So I mean, the way you're describing the army, I'm gonna say no, heck no. I don't want something like that. But what I will say is, I'm sure it can be done well. And look, to be honest, when Tau came out for 40K, a lot of people were really angry. And to this day, a lot of Grognards remain.
Grognards are always going to be angry.
A lot of Grognards remain simply annoyed and angry that Tau exists in 40K.
It's fine.
But it is the second most popular faction.
I mean, I get what I'm describing is like not... It's not grimdark or whatever you... What is AOS? Is it considered grimdark?
I mean, it's certainly like grimmer, darker than what you're describing.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I get that. But what I'm saying is I want models of animals. I want models of animals.
That I like. Now,
they can have saddles and stuff like that. That's fine. But, like, I want the animals to be the stars of the show.
Okay, so now we're just full-blown talking about what AOS armies we want.
This is my prediction. That they're going to listen to me and have one of these armies ready for me by 10th ed.
Okay, but
Okay, so let's answer some other part. There's more parts to this question. That's my response because I always bring that up. Captain Manrings. Okay, you can't just read chat silently.
I was checking to see if Ty is confessed to.
No.
Let's
answer this
he's
question.
Not confessing that he made a mistake.
No, Ty did nothing wrong. No, this is what he wants to. This is the content he's here for.
He's asking about 4th ed, but
he's not.
He's at home refusing to acknowledge that that's what he meant, or that he's in the future.
I mean, we're all kind of in the future.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Especially us, because there's a delay for them. We literally are in the future.
We are in the future.
Are you going to answer Ty's question about 10th ed rules or not? Poor Ty, trying to get a straight answer, can't do it.
No, but he's not trying to get a straight answer because he's refusing to fess up.
I'm so sorry, Ty. I hope you can continue to be a member, even though Zach refuses to answer your legitimate question.
All right. So I'm gonna say that first, 10th ed starter set. Okay. So I've been wanting, one of them will be Stormcast, of course.
Of course,
because that has to be the case, which is stupid.
But
I actually do want to talk a little bit about the 4th ed starter box, which Steve and I have high hopes for. We'll get back to that in a second, because I know, Ty, really your question's about 10th ed AOS, not 4th ed AOS. 10th, 10th at AOS, which would be give or take 24 years from now. So
we might be dead by then. We could get hit by a
oh
bus.
no 18 20 years from now.
It's not like an edition every year. It's an edition every few years, right?
Every 3 years or so, yeah. Okay, so let's say
we could have a full-grown child by then.
I've been wanting a destruction.
Right.
I've been wanting a destruction human army, and I think Meg's animal thing fits in with this great. So they wouldn't necessarily be like the cute woodland creature thing, but I want to see a destruction, like I said, a destruction army that's mortal humans. Oh, no, it's even cooler than this. It's not just mortal humans. It's actually take the cities alliance of dwarves, humans, and elves. Mm-hmm. It's like these city alliances that got separated from the light of Sigmar or whatever you want to call it, and they moved into the wilds, and over time they start worshiping like versions of Gorkamork or whatever.
Gorkamork.
The destruction god. Everyone calls it a different name. And I want this army to be like really tribal humans, dwarves, and elves mixed. Mm-hmm. I want them to have a lot of swirly magic creatures. I want them to, and this will be great by 10th ed because Gur will be back. We're about to leave Gur, and as we go from 3rd into the upcoming 4th edition. Right. But by the time 10th edition comes back, Gur will be cool again. And so I want to see a destruction army that is dwarves, humans, and elves. They ride a lot of wild animals. I want their like main hero guy to be on like a bear monster. Okay. Like some kind of giant bear thing, and I want them to have like there's no bear stuff going on in.
You're right. There isn't. See that, and we need that in our woodland creature army.
So the two creatures.
There's a big scary bear.
The two creatures I want them to tech into are bears and like elks.
Woodland creature army.
I want like a dwarf.
All right, you're not allowed to make fun of me anymore.
I want like a dwarf lord with like a maul, and he's on a bear. That's like the general, and then I want like an elf on like an elf wizard character that's on like a giant stag, like this size base. And it's almost like this. It's like a creepy stag, like from the ritual. Almost.
I would love that. Like, yes, that stag creature.
And then I want like a human guy.
Oh, and they don't have to be normal woodland creatures. They could be like woodland creature monsters.
Yeah, woodland creature monsters.
They could be a cool mix.
Look at this. We should design armies together. This is cool.
By 10th ed, they'll have hired us, and we will. That's what's gonna happen.
So
that's the real.
So
prediction.
Starter set is that super cool army versus Stormcast.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, all the Stormcast are a whole new, brand new wing of Stormcast.
They'd both be orders, so you wouldn't.
No. Mine is destruction.
Oh, the woodland creatures would be destruction.
Yeah, they're humans. Because currently, destruction is only giants, orcs, ogres, and,
I'm into it.
And goblins. I want to see like, because humans can do chaos, right? There's chaos humans. There's allegedly chaos dwarves.
Allegedly.
So I want to see a chaos, or excuse me, a destruction army of elves, dwarves that ride terrifying. They're shamanistic.
Yes.
They've got like lots of magic. That's all destruction and fire and earth centric, and then they're like they do like earthquakes, and they love Kragnos, the god of earthquakes, and all this stuff.
The god of earthquakes.
He
Zach,
is the
I think we should do memes. We're running out of time. It's almost 11:30, and we haven't gotten to memes.
But we also have some chats.
We do, but maybe we'll go a little late to answer them.
Okay.
Let's make sure we get through our segments.
Let's do some memes. That's right. Oh, we also have fan stuff.
We have fan stuff and memes. Yeah. So let's move on.
Talk to me about some memes. you picked memes.
I picked both today. Yeah. I love this meme. There was like a data card. I forget what the game is. Is it just like for general Warhammer, like make up your own model and make up your own stats?
Maybe, yeah.
And so of course, every time one of these comes out, somebody inevitably introduces it in memes and makes memes out of all of us. There's a bunch in our memes channel to take a look at. I chose Steven's because I know how much he loves this picture. We didn't get the stats filled out though. I was hoping that chat would come up with stats for us, and a couple of them have it. John, I know he has a stat calling out his stress level, but there's no number next to it. Anyway, so if you guys do decide to go back to these,
sass would be pretty high for
stats would be pretty funny. Anyway, I just love these. I love when stuff like this happens.
when we abuse.
When we get abused.
When we find
I love
horrible
when we
pictures
get
of Steven.
abused. Oh, but then especially Steven, yeah. So we really wanted to play the intro that Kerr made, Ted made. It's in our meme channel. It's basically us as the Brady Bunch. We did a big post when we hit 4K watch hours finally. And then, of course, Ted, being the genius that he is, set it to the Brady Bunch theme song. We really wanted to try and use it for an intro, but it'll ding us. We can't.
Yeah.
So we threw the meme in instead.
Copyright stuff. If you do want to thank Ted, you can send a handwritten note to 425.
A handwritten note. Yeah. Thanks, Ted. Yeah, everyone's annoyed at, not really, but everyone's mad at Polychrome because Polychrome keeps threatening to strip the models that he won. We also have Fugs' models just about ready to send. Those are real. They are real models. We just have been backed up because of the tournament. Now we can devote ourselves
because of
fully.
a lot of things. Let's not kid ourselves.
But the tournament was a
big
big
one,
time suck for us, especially because of all the practicing I demanded.
This is okay, to be honest. We let people know that it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to send something out.
Exactly. We bake in that time.
And
but anyways, yeah, I love the idea of the mods getting fed up with Polly's threats.
Here's Brett's vape.
Yes,
of course,
so cool.
If Brett did vape, which I can promise you he doesn't.
He does not.
But if Brett did vape, of course he would probably do it through this some kind of vape thing like this, and he'd be all funny about it. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is so normally like my big problem with vaping is I have to reach over and pick up a vape pen, lift the vape pen up to my mouth, and then use the vape pen. But this way I can just like fill the room with vape."
Hobbying his hobby.
Yeah. And Brett's like the type of guy I won't understand. He's basically just describing hotboxing.
Yes.
Yeah, Brett, that's called hotboxing, and
yeah.
Teenagers have been doing it with smoke in their cars since the 50s.
Yep. New lab rats. Yes, since we got to monetize, we have our membership levels, and the first level is lab rats, which we actually had big discussions over this. Like, do we want to do this? Are we promoting animal cruelty? Which this meme would lead one to believe. I said, well, no. And I need to draw some emojis for this. Our lab rats are actually working in the lab, just alongside our mandrills.
Yeah, I was the one who was very concerned
Nobody is abusing animals.
About the animal cruelty angle. And I was assured that we would be designing cute...
which I will work on this week. You guys will have brand new emojis.
Cute characters so that anyone who's like, oh yeah, it's about animal cruelty would see these little lab rats working.
No.
And so it's not about animal cruelty.
It's about member cruelty. Being cruel to our members.
And animal exploitation.
Yeah.
But not cruelty.
Not cruelty. Another classic.
I think there's enough said.
John.
And Brett. And Screaming Brett.
It's true. Like, these are all my classic, like, favorites.
Brett's on record saying he absolutely regrets this picture.
Oh, I bet he does.
We use it
all the time.
This is starting to be how the world knows
My favorite, though, is still the swapped eyes, Brett. But this is a close second. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Okay, and then...
Saray and John decided to rank all the models in existence by, like, I think arm size. Is either arm size or cap size, something like this.
No. They have no criteria.
Exactly.
Of all people involved in the studio, these two are...
These two goofballs.
These two are I don't want to say worse, but to give
them no...
They eternally have decided there's no criteria. They're just going to look at 3 models every week and rank them and have an ongoing list.
And you're going to like the way they rank it.
And I was actually highly skeptical of this concept, but the more stupid I realized it was, the more great it has become. And it's actually been pretty popular so far. So every week they take a few models and they rank them. But this was from the first show, Grimdark Lunch. This was from the first episode of Grimdark Lunch. And the Catachan Jungle Fighter won, and Saray made a strong case for it, and then he got this made of him, which checks out.
I also like the reference to our 90s stream. So we've been excuse me, we had a 90s stream where we worked on our 90s Space Marines for the 90s Space Marine Challenge that is being put on by Darren Latham. I finished mine yesterday, but
Darren Latham, not Daryl Latham, by the way.
I got that right?
Not Daryl Latham, accused of...
Oh boy, well let's not bring that up. Anyway, so I finished mine yesterday, but he has asked that we wait until the 2nd of September to post our finished models. So you guys still have time, get it done, and make sure you post your finished 90s Space Marine at the end of the challenge on the 2nd. Was that our last meme?
That was our last meme.
That was our last meme. Yeah. Good old Saray sending us off.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done painting the base.
Okay.
I can stick it up here. I'm going to add like grass and tufts and that kind of stuff now.
Okay. What I'm working on is this
Here, can we
resin
swap?
wooden should we take a look? Lumix?
Yeah. Let's do that. Oop.
Blue looks good.
Oh, great. Look at all that blue tape.
Blue tape.
There we go. All right. And then this is like the base top. Womp. Yeah. It's fine. I'm happy with it. It needs some texture though in the form of grass. So I'll be adding this stuff to the cracks and whatnot. Ooh.
Thank you, Captain Mannerings. He says, more serious question. For a Master Molder kit bash, I was thinking of either using a homunculus or swamp collar shaman. What do you think? So, Master Molder, you're talking about the you're talking about the is it called an abomination? The big gross rat.
Master Molder Kit Bash. Sorry, what army is this?
This is Skaven.
Skaven? Okay.
And I think he's talking about, Bryce has like that skinless big rat, Meg.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, this is
Do you remember that model? I don't know if you've seen it. I'm not
Sorry,
trying to...
I think I just covered my base in like white paint and not glue.
Oh.
Great.
Yeah. I have some...
Anyway,
Yeah.
I can clean up. Sorry, what was the question?
Do you remember Bryce's like giant rat model that has like no skin?
Oh,
I think that's what he's talking about.
God dang it, Meg.
Let's get it.
Okay.
Let's get
No, I'm trying to clean it. Okay, yeah, sure. Here, what are we showing them? I don't have a
I don't
camera.
know, whatever
oh,
you...
okay. I had a cup that I thought was glue, and it's just
white.
paint. It's just white
paint.
So I'm glue.
Why do you have that paint?
I don't know. I think I mixed up like I don't like wasting things, so I like saved it.
Okay.
Because I had mixed up like white paint to be
Well, I guess
more runny, and I don't remember what project it was for, but that'll teach me.
that'll teach you to not waste paint.
Try not to waste paint. Yeah.
So
Let me go get my key and take the camera off because I'm gonna go
so
get
you
actual
can take the
glue.
camera off because it's not interesting.
There's nothing to look at.
So that's a really good question, Captain Mannerings. How to make a I'm gonna scroll down and make sure that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
No, the leader of the molders. Oh, so it's a little guy then. Sorry, what are you? Swamp Collar Shaman. Isn't Swamp Collar Shaman big? No, he's the little caster guy. Sorry, I'm thinking of.
Probably Google it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Sludge Raker thing. Breaker the guy on the not the guy on the troll, the guy on like the other monster. Okay. So homunculi. I don't know about homunculi.
All of our glues are like dry, so I can't even squeeze any glue.
Is it PVA that you need?
No, I'm just making a glue mix with water.
Yeah, and PVA glue.
So I don't know what PVA.
Oh, it's Elmer's.
Elmer's, yeah, Elmer's glue.
Yeah, this one is good.
Oh,
right here.
Okay, well I already did it.
Okay.
It's okay.
So I feel like, are you still, is it the goal to still make it look like a rat? Or are you trying to make it look like not a rat? So is it going to have like rat head, rat face, that kind of stuff? Or are you stepping away from the rat aesthetic altogether? I guess is my first question. But either way, the homunculus seems not right. I'd be no on the homunculus. Or okay, I'm sure you could make it look good, Captain Mannerings, but I think I like the Swamp Caller Shaman better. The Homunculus is kind of like, if I remember correctly, he's sort of stately almost. He's like tall. I think he's like got some slender, like a slender build. He's an elf, right? He's got like a slender build. I feel like I'd not want that for a Skaven. I kind of want them to look a little more squat. And yeah, the homunculus would be an awesome vampire. I think he would be a cool vampire. Like he looks like he's built to be a vampire, but not for me. Maybe a Skaven guy. I don't know. I'm sure you can make it work. But that's my 2 cents on that. So I would go with, of those two, the Swamp Caller Shaman. The homunculus thematically certainly makes sense.
I like the name.
Homunculus?
It's a great name. Yeah.
I'm checking to to see that I haven't
missed anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just that I'm getting all the information from Stacks on his potential.
Oh yeah.
Hey Broken Chef, and hi Pezzler the Polychromatic.
Hi.
The lab rat needs a lab coat, safety goggles, and a clipboard. Yep, that's the one.
I am well aware of what I need to put on this emoji.
Also a lab mandrill.
Sticker, whatever. Yeah. I think I'll probably have the mandrill resemble you.
I know.
And the lab rat can resemble me.
Good evening, Hobby Collab. This is from Rudy Picardo.
Rudy,
thank you, Rudy, as always.
Thank you for all the gifts, Rudy.
Yeah, we do appreciate. And we're using. Oh, where is it? Ta-da! Right here.
Yeah.
This is the single one, Rudy. The single one is, I think, our favorite because you just get like one wash that you absolutely do not want to spill, and you just put it in there and leave. Yeah, well, it's good. These ones. It's good because we don't put these on wet pallets. Right?
Yeah, no.
So you like don't want to spill it, so you put it in this thing. The single one is like my jam. I entered as Zach was using the Vortex Mixer. Just wanted to show my support and did my best to account for all free super chats I sent the past few weeks. Oh, thanks, Rudy.
That's very sweet,
not
Rudy.
necessary, but we do appreciate it, of course. Hope you and my fellow YouTube friends and hobbyists are well. We hope you're well. Rudy is on deployment. I cannot dox Rudy. I can't tell you that he lives at 425 Maple, which is actually Ted's.
What
just
are
kidding.
You
it is
talking
not Ted's
about?
address.
Oh my gosh.
It's just a reoccurring joke where we dox Ted.
It is. Poor Ted. Has to put up with this nonsense.
Yeah.
He does so much for us.
He does. And Rudy, super awesome. I definitely want to see. I want to see, like, I don't know. So whenever people I've known have been deployed, there's sort of like mixed levels of how much they get off base. Right? Yeah. And it's like, oh, do you have any cool pictures? It's like, not really. I was on base the whole time. Did you eat any cool food? No, I had like chicken fingers. So Ray was talking about this, right? How like the food on the base is sort of like the kids' menu of a restaurant. But then he was telling us different bases he went to and just different like crazy different food he had at different places. So I'm very curious, Rudy, when you get back. I want to know what your experiences have been like over there. Did you get off base a lot? Was that interesting?
Sorry.
Or maybe not. I know you kind of been hopping around to a few different locations too. So hopefully you're home soon.
Yes.
As I've jokingly said in the past, and Rudy lives is from the south. On the plus side. You're not missing any lovable weather right now. That's for sure.
That's true.
Because it is hot there.
It is hot out there.
It is hot everywhere. But of course, where Rudy is, it's also hot.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
But it's a dry heat.
No worse.
It's a dry heat, Rudy, where you are. I'm thinking. I think so. Thank you, Rudy, as always. Stacks says you should totally make a human Gits army, Zach. No, I just want a human destruction army.
Okay. Yeah.
If Brett did vape, his reverse eye image is what he would look like. Stacks. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Where is...
Meg, don't eat from that dipping container. That does sound like something I would do.
Oh, now this is very cool. What Meg's about to do. We're gonna go camera.
It's okay.
We're gonna go camera 2 on this. So what Meg is about to do. This is sort of neat. This fine turf from Woodland Scenics.
Let me get all my stuff out of the way.
It almost looked like you're about to submerge chatting
Smash
coffee.
the camera.
What Meg is about to do is interesting because this fine turf, she's gonna put a little bit of white paint or glue
No,
down?
it's glue.
Okay.
I promise.
She's
gonna
gonna put a little bit of glue down.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna drop the turf on it. But the cool thing about the cobblestone texture and the turf is that this turf will find its way in the cobblestone texture even where glue isn't, and it will just stay there forever. Like you'll never get it out unless you like went in with like an airbrush with like no paint on it and like blasted the air into it. So you end up with this whenever I do terrain and have recesses and things and I use this fine turf, it always just ends up really giving everything a real natural look in a very natural way of not even needing to put glue down. Now, where she's putting glue down, it'll just like be a little more.
I prefer to be safe.
Well, no, it's two different looks really, I think. Like where you put the glue down, it looks like the plan is like established a little bit more. And wherever you don't put the glue down, it just looks like moss growing in cracks. Right. Yeah, it's really cool.
And it doesn't really come off.
Polychrome says, Zach, make a Brady Bunch intro cover.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopping down here.
Just change the music enough.
Thank you, Holly. We know Holly. We know this guy. Thank you for 5 memberships, gifted memberships. We do appreciate that. And thank you, Tullen Brumblebrook. Bramblebrook. And we're going to celebrate this as the first super chat from Tullen. Yeah, thank you, Tullen, for your first super chat. Very generous. And it says, all hail Varnish Master. Yeah. I guess that's Saray. Yeah. All hail Saray. I have to say, Tullen and others, I do intend to make additional rounds of posters covering some of our other mods and community members who are particularly have been around. We've known for a while, who are not mods, but who we like to give the business to. Folks like Liberty Fires and Molecule definitely need some posters. I know, and Liberty has not been inundating us with top 3s, which I'm shocked at. Yeah, he's shown some discipline, which I can't say I love. Ideas. So I thank you, Tullen, so much, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. Helps us so much, and that's the kind of thing that's gonna keep us going on this channel, like literally. Yeah. Polychrome says, thank you. Hey, or Hup. Is it working? I like Hup. Yeah, Hup. Is it working? And Polychrome, I did see you mention this earlier, and so I zoomed over. You brought this game Necropolis. He says, take a look at Necropolis, a skirmish game that is played on 16-inch by 16 or 16 by 16-inch diorama. Looks like an amazing hobby project. That does sound kind of interesting. Yeah. We are we've been eyeing up because Brett has gone into it. We've been eyeing up Malifaux a little bit, but we'll check out Necropolis as well. Skirmish games are. We've been eyeing up Malifaux and Kingdom Death. And Meg, I can't stop thinking about Kingdom Death. Meg especially has been eyeing up some Kingdom Death. I just need to go get some. Yeah. So yes, we will look into this. Very exciting. Very. The idea that it's played on a diorama is kind of interesting sounding, right? Yeah. Oh, Meg. We can just move my stuff wherever. Turbo? Yeah. I just break him. Throw him on the ground. I threw it on the ground. Actually, I like that he's on this heavy base. It gives him some weight. Are we using Durpo at all for the stream anymore? No, it was just in case we wanted to show the base. It can go away. All right, I'll put him up. Yeah. I'll put him back on this chair. So one of our cats can jump up and and break it. Smash it, yeah. Yeah, make him look even more zombified. Yeah. Because neither of our cats really care about that kind of stuff. 60 minutes. That'd be super cool though. Playing like on a diorama. To play on the diorama. So yeah, playing on like something that's a diorama is like very interesting. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to checking time. Oh man, we gotta do fan stuff. I know. We're ready for fan stuff, I think. Are you I'm very close to being done. Yeah, I mean, and we're gonna continue hobbying. Actually, after the stream, we're gonna go hop into our Discord
and hobby chat, along with a few folks who requested it. But yeah, you should totally join us in the Discord after the stream and hang out with us more if you'd like to. Do some more hobbying on this nice Sunday. That chat is always open, and there's usually somebody in it. I think I saw Cedric, Cody, Cold Painting in there this morning pretty early hanging out, which I thought was great. But I was getting ready, so I couldn't join him. But yeah, go in, start a trend. People tend to join when they see somebody in there. So it's a great place to not have to hobby alone.
There's a few people who have some good work from home jobs that just hop in there because they
get the good vibes going.
Like us more than their coworkers.
It happens.
Yeah. So wait, we're gonna hobby after, right? We have a lot going on today. We also are supposed to play our big. We
are gonna play our big goofy game of Kragnos versus Nagash. So after we're done hobbying, Zach and I are going to go play 3,000 points of AOS.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. It's going to be silly, which I like.
Yeah, it'll actually be really
I'm into silly.
I think it's going to be a really fun game.
Yeah.
Okay, and I guess I probably will, after, maybe I'll make us lunch, though.
Oh, yeah, we should eat at some point.
Yeah.
Well, let's do fan stuff.
Let's do some fan stuff.
Yeah, while we finish painting.
Fan stuff.
You did it! Boris, I love these. Yeah, Boris was working on. Boris still has some basing to do. Oh, how relevant.
Especially if he wants to make them in a fantasy.
Yeah.
Old timey cobblestone city.
But yeah, I love. What are these guns again? Are they bolts?
Those are plasma.
Okay,
I think.
Whoops, sorry,
These are called hell.
I like the
effect. These are hell blasters.
Yeah, and I love all the markings on their uniforms. On their space gear. I'm just gonna come up with new words.
Costumes.
On their costumes.
On their
exactly.
Costumes.
Their space costumes look great.
These are white scars, and they do look great. Hell blasters are white scars are cool because the neutralness of white lets you do like cool things with things like plasma guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
Cool. What's next? Oops, thank you, Boris.
Thanks, Boris, yeah.
All right. Chris likes to paint. Oh my gosh, so there's this really cool board. Chris likes to paint has a lot
He's up to some mad stuff.
Yeah, has more than this, but I really thought this was a really cool... I think it's a display board. It's beautiful. There's so much going on. Yeah. He was also mentioning, like, other people's display boards that his would have to go up against, and I was like, I don't know, I think you're giving them a run for their money. This looks really nice, really thematic, really detailed, and I love the top of the pillar, like glowing like that. It looks great. Zach, I know you have strong feelings about display boards, but it's hard to deny how nice this one looks.
If they're fair game, they're fair game.
They're fair game.
I just want things to be
fair,
called out.
Yeah.
And I will say that I like display boards, especially as separate categories, and I like display boards in more local run events. But I don't necessarily want like LVO to have a display board to even allow it, because people can't necessarily travel with these things.
Right.
Look at this thing.
It's
you can't travel with this.
That's got to be hard to travel with. Yeah.
So if it's local, great, but then somebody in Southern California is going to win Best Painted, right? If it's in Vegas, or someone in Vegas, since people actually live in Vegas.
Sure. Now. Yeah. People actually live there now.
Yeah.
They used to not live there ever.
Not really.
Thank you, Holly, for the 5 memberships.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Holly.
That means a lot.
That does mean a lot.
Cedric, Here we go. Cody Cold Painting. This is a Demon Prince.
Yes.
Yeah. Also a ton of stuff posted in the finished channel, but I love a good Demon Prince. I love the face, and this like free-handed graphic that's on his shoulder pad is cool too. I love the bright blue against all these worms.
Mm-hmm.
It's the kind of thing where it looks like you'd like weigh it, right, when you're choosing what color you want to do, because will you lose it in the legs? There's some blue down there. Will you lose it in the snow? But like, nope, it really pops right against this metallic, this warm metallic. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I like I like blue, white, and like yellow together, or in this case, it's copper, which I think is also good. Yeah, it's a good color combination.
Yeah. So go check out, and make sure to go check out the Finish channel for even more of those pictures. Jupiter, holy moly!
What
yes,
is this? I didn't even think this
love
was a.
this.
I was like, is this a picture or something? Yeah, this.
It is
crazy.
a picture of something. It's a picture of
Yes,
some
I mean,
terrain that
sorry,
Jupiter made.
You know what I mean.
I think it's a hangout for the orcs. They're orcs.
Yeah,
It's like a hangout space. It looks super cool. It reminds me of Beetlejuice when they zoom in and Beetlejuice has like this. He's in front of this whorehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, wait a minute, who built this? But it looks crazy and like there's flashing lights. And that's what this reminds me of. It has that vibe. Like it's a grungy like party area that only an orc could love.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so fun.
It has like it also has like a really cool like 90s Hong Kong cinema vibe going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah.
It's super cool. Molecule, another glowed up space marine.
Yes.
Love it. Ultramarine. Yeah, and now he's got glowing eyes.
This guy is like in the like adjacent geographically to us, and he's like slowly painting up the world's most amazing ultramarine army. He's gonna be like showing up in the Bay Area and like winning all the best paint pretty soon. Especially, I honestly I think he's giving Israel Sanchez a run for his money, but with Israel no longer living in the Bay Area, Michael Cody's gonna just supplant.
Oh yeah.
Best painted. He's gonna come in here and just
yeah.
get all the trophies.
Yeah. Steal them.
Steal all of our trophies.
Umi finished up his dragon army. He was like a man on a mission, man. Like he was like, all right, tell me, I want to learn AOS. Tell me what I need. I want all dragons. Help me build an army. So we helped him in hobby chat build a list.
I think less than that happened. This all
it
happened
in
within
like a
week.
Yeah, and then he painted him like lickety split, man, and they look great.
They do look good. Yeah.
He had a mishap where I think something was up with his matte varnish and it got cloudy, so he had to fix it. But they look great, and man, you are quick, Umi.
That always
nice
seems scary, but there's usually like a varnish, and if you're unsure, you can always ask Varnish Master.
Yeah,
but
Varnish Master will help you out.
Varnish Master knows all of that. But you can almost always undo a varnishing mistake with, hear me out, another varnish.
What? Polly. So, double whammy here, right? Because this yellow looks great. I always like to call out yellow when I see it because everyone complains about it, but it looks great. And then also freehanded these stripes. So I was very impressed by this.
Yeah, he's
very pretty.
He's moving on quickly with his Adeptus Titanicus army force, and it looks very cool. I'm a big fan of this color. It's like it pops while still kind of having like a natural, I don't know, what is it, like peach? I don't know. It's really nice.
It's like a muted yellow. Yeah, it looks classy. Classy AF.
A classy genocidal.
Yeah. You gotta have some class while you're murdering.
Yeah. Indiscriminate mass murder.
Stax has been working on what was it? The camouflage for a while, and it's finally done. So I wanted to highlight it. These are
like Phobos Marines.
Infiltrators, yeah. This has got a couple more pictures up in our finished, and I know he's very proud of these, so I did want to share them with everybody. Soups. There are pictures of this model pulled back, but we had to zoom into this blanket. It's so great.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really reads well. It's like plaid tartan.
Oh, this is the I forget his name. He's the Nurgle guy riding a giant snail.
Yeah.
And I forget his name.
There's a big old gross snail underneath that blanket. and some really nice points of interest that are blue. You can kind of see on the skull. So go take a look at the rest of the pics for this. They're great, but I really wanted to highlight this cloth. So really nice job, Soups. I love it. And last on our list today is Timbit. Timbit has been working on this guy for a while. And
man, look at this base.
Is it beautiful? I know, the base, I wasn't even thinking about the base, but wow, it's incredible.
Chat, what is this brand? They do all the little micro printout things. I want to get some of these for when I eventually get to the Bone Reapers. I forget this brand they're called, but they have these super cool little cute,
so cute,
printout,
yeah,
3D printout things to add to bases.
Really cool, like alien looking plants, but also look kind of underwatery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like them. Oh, it's so cool. Not to mention all the color work, which is just stunning on this thing. I'm just gonna look at it for a couple more seconds. It's really great. But I think, yeah, that's our fan stuff today.
That's fan stuff.
Yeah. Let's put on another view.
Oh yeah, here we go. So,
all right.
We finished this griffin quite a bit ago, but we haven't based him until now.
Wow.
So here's his base. We've got the Megan poster there. We've got the
Surrey's on the other side.
We've got Varnish Master. Megan, meanwhile, has taken out a ad in Hammer Hall, excuse me, about the dangers of soup.
Well, soup just isn't a food.
Yeah. It's really a tirade.
Drink.
It's really a tirade she's going on.
It's really
a
drink.
Yeah. About soup. But I'm very excited for these cities bases. Mm-hmm. I have personally never really done a base like this.
Okay.
Like a city army.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Should we throw mine on here?
Yes, please.
All right. I still have a little bit of airbrushing that I'm going to do next. I took off the moonlit background so you could see it a bit better. Let's see if I can raise this up. Urgh. One day I'll learn how to use our tools. Okay. Super contrasty. I'm going to figure out the lights. Anyway, so there's the top. Here's the base. I did not glue my dude to it yet. Wonder if it'll stay or if it'll fall. No, we got it. There we go. So he'll stand up top. Yeah, why is he able to stand so well? Because when I was... not now, but...
You sculpted
sculpted his footprints, yeah. So it should sit in there pretty nicely and look kind of semi-realistic. But anyway, so my backdrop has like a moon. There's like... It's moonlit, which is why he's moonlit. So I'm going to airbrush a bit of that outside after the stream.
Yeah.
And come back and finish.
Yeah. We're gonna get your best view of that when it's on Instagram, most likely.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Captain Mannerings.
Yeah.
City releases just dropped. Will you be getting it? Yes, actually, I'll probably right after this before it gets sold out.
Yeah. Right before we go join the hobby chat. And Zach's gonna make a purchase. Oh, he's stressing.
I have to think about. I think I'm gonna call Lindsay.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna message Lindsay and just be like, "Hey,
save one.
Get me one of these, please." That's probably the move.
Yeah.
Because whenever you order for GW, you like, I don't know when I'm gonna get it. It shows up like weird times.
Yeah.
So.
But we will be getting it.
We will.
Because of course we will.
Yeah, it's exciting, and we're making bases for it literally right now, so that'll
we're just
be
assuming
ideal, right?
we're gonna need these bases.
Yeah.
For these new city drops. Yeah.
Awesome, Meg. We did it.
We did.
I've got a base. You've got a base.
It's true. We do.
Like Meg said, for a little bit here today, we'll be hopping into Hobby Hang. I'm actually probably gonna go make lunch. Nice. Thank you everybody for the support as always.
Yeah.
And as always, as we like to say, be kind to each other, be kind to yourself, and always be creating. See you guys.
Bye.